Hello my dear friends and colleagues, Martin here again. Today we will talk about how to draw all these different types of doors. How creative idea to record this video sitting in a door. A big farmhouse's door. Here I show you some examples I did in preparation for this video. So they are just from, well, half and half from fantasy and from real world. I show you some photos I did yesterday in Przeworsk, a small town in Poland where I spent this summer weeks. And we take one or two of these real existing doors. We will draw them with ink, with watercolor, and then maybe some doors from fantasy. I will give you a link about my older tutorial where I was drawing windows. So the same video, how about the variety and the differences between windows. But today, doors. And here we have the doors I was practicing yesterday. And I will use for this first window a fountain pen with waterproof ink, a brush pen with the same waterproof ink in it. So there are many brands for waterproof inks you can use with fountain pen, but it have to be noticed at the bottle that they are usable for fountain pens and that they are waterproof. Don't use normal ink for your fountain pens, they will clunk it and destroy it. So we start with the inner part of the door. It's a really easy shape. We think about how high and how the proportions are, horizontal and with vertical ones. And then we have an arch here, so we have to decide where we have the middle. Let's say here. And then let's do this. Maybe it turns out that I don't draw the exact door of this reference photo. Let's get this in the middle a little bit more. And then we have this middle line and the overlapping part, and then they are not circles, they have edges, let's say a little bit like this. And then let's do the second one. And a little bit a second outline around. So it's in this tutorial I don't want to show you how exactly you can draw a door. I just want to get the mood of special doors. So a little bit talking about the mystery and the history and the stories that happened behind these doors. This was the same idea about drawing windows. So what's about the people behind the windows? When I go for a walk, I love to take a look at these buildings, their doors, their windows, and think about the people. They maybe lived there hundreds of years ago, or they're just living there, and think about stories that could be happened there. I use different brands of these fountain pens. This one is from Pelikan, it's a M205. But all the different brands, Kuretake, Black Forest, and so on, they are all with an extra fine nib. So this is the extra fine nib in it, in this fountain pen. And they are all filled, in my case, with Sketchy from Aurora and Klingner. This is, like I mentioned, a waterproof ink you can use with fountain pens. So, one line too much, but who cares? That happens when I'm talking while drawing. And I should more be concentrated because we have this, because this is above us, so here we have the perspective to see underneath this arch, and then these elements are a little bit longer. I can correct it. So this is what we call the artistic freedom. Luckily, I mentioned before that we don't draw exactly what we see on the reference photo. And then here are the, let's say 3, and then we do 3, so 1, okay. They're a little bit longer horizontal. So this is a part of a building, a door. And on my other tutorials we will find how I draw these buildings or whole cityscapes. So when you are new to this channel, it's always about ink and watercolor. These are my techniques. And you also can find my daily work at Instagram, lachmeier.art. Link is in the description. Also, you can send me there your drawings you did with these Draw With Me videos. Ask me any question. So there is no problem to contact me. Okay. Down I go like this. You see there's nothing special and the drawing doesn't look special. So we are here on the countryside, so this is why it's a little bit loud in the background, because all the tractors are now coming home. Not for Christmas, but for dinner after working on the fields. So, and then let's go up here. So I'm not sure how much other doors we can draw when this one is a little bit more time consuming. So I don't want to speed it up, because some of you told me that you like this Draw With Me in real time, this kind of videos. Oh, that's interesting. They are not similar on the left and the right side, so it looks like a mistake. But okay, let's do what the architect wants to show or tell us with this. That we have this element here, but we don't have it on the other side. Very interesting. I didn't mention it when I take the photo. This is why we draw things. We can see and recognize so much more details. So, something like this. And would be good when the line is straight and not angled. And then with contrast and with the shadows and the color, we will correct this so this doesn't so. And the same here. So to get the right angle or to make these arches in a nice and proper way, this is just practicing. So you don't need a talent to make straight lines. This is really just practicing, maybe over years. For other talented boys and girls, they only need 1 or 2 days and can do straight lines. So, and then we have here one small there. Okay. And this is, so these pillows have to be in front because this is a little more in the background, so we have to do this like this. And then before we start with the watercolor, we have 2 nice lamps. So I did this too much on the left side, so I will only draw this one on this right side. And let's saw this. And then we start, let's say here. Add a little bit of perspective, so this behind, the one in the front, and this one here. And some elements around this. Okay, now let's add some shadows with this brush pen. Also, you can order them from Kuretake, from this one is, which one is this? The other one is from Pilot. Yes, Pilot also have these brush pens, or any other company. And you can fill them up with your own ink. In my case, the same ink I use in the fountain pens, and I fill them up with an injection needle, just in these original cartridges, or you can also buy cartridges for using them in this kind of brushes. Available on Amazon when you don't find it in your local store. Okay, so where else we want darker shadows? Let's say here where we did these mistakes. Underneath here and here. So and also underneath these elements. Now it's becoming a drawing with these darker parts, with the shadows. so otherwise it would be very boring. Like eyes. Let's keep this. And then of course underneath the doors. So there are enough shadows for now. And then now we start with the watercolor, but let this ink dry. So this is waterproof, but it have to be dry, of course. So okay, here we have the palette, watercolors, and a squirrel hairbrush. And we start with this very bright background, or this a little bit yellowish stones. Enough water for the first wash. Let's see, we can do this all over the all over the whole door. Because all other colors are then more darker, and so we can do this in a loose, quick way. Maybe not, maybe not the stone, this there, and a little bit where the light is shining on the side of the lamp. Okay, we have to try this. So while this one is drying, we can do another door from Fantasy, so I show you how you can do it very quickly. And we have a door here with your basic shape. One smaller stair here, and then there is a small window sometimes over the wooden part of the door. Door starts here, and there is not one line, there are two lines, because there are always gaps between the elements, and so we do a double line all the time here and also here. And then maybe this window is also divided in two parts. We have one side when we look a little bit from the side, so here we see more than on this side. And then we have for the entrance here, and then some dark shadows, let's say here, and underneath this one, then dark shadow, a room behind these windows here, underneath door parts. And this one, I'll take a smaller brush, and we start with a orange, a little bit of browns, so like amber or sienna, whatever you want to use. But we start with a red part here. Now let's do this. More color please, more paint. And then we go down. There's this brown parts. Let's dry the brush and lift the color up. And then, so for the contrast, let's take some blue, ultramarine with some black. here and also above here, and then a wooden part here. Wash the brush, dry the brush, and so that we have here light and shadows. And that's a nice little door with surrounding walls. So we can say this is for the boss, the entrance, and this for the normal people like us. More shadows here. So, and because we did this very spontaneous, very loose, this is maybe the better drawing than this one. We'll see. Okay, let's go back here. So here we have as well this bluish metal entrance. But also light, shadow and light. So we clean the brush with water. We try it a little bit, come back, and with the bigger brush. Okay, so yeah, let's do some shadow parts. So not only black, always a little bit mixed with brown or blue. Now we can make this part here. And we need some shadow here under this part. Let's do this way. So, and then we have the shadow here as well, and on the part here, not here, underneath these elements. And we need some more contrast, I think. So let's take paint, more paint. More here, as well as, let's say, here. And parts of the street. We have the surrounding bricks, so brown, reddish, red. More colorful here, so that we get this nice contrast. So, a little bit more orange. So, surrounding this lamp here, going down here, Let's use this here as well. And maybe this shines a little bit here as well. So and then I want to have more contrast with this other element. Okay, now one moment of let this dry, and now some shadows coming from the tree you see in the filter. Yep. Okay, let's stop here, and please tell me if you want to draw more doors together, some smaller ones and more like these doors, so there are only some minutes. So I hope you liked what you see and you can learn something or be inspired or whatsoever, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Maybe I'm not that happy that I'm normally, but it's okay. Starting point.